Morning, everyone. This is John once again, broadcasting from Melbourne. It has been about 2 weeks since I had last podcast because I was traveling overseas and I had no time to. Good morning, everyone. This is John once again, broadcasting from Melbourne. It has been 2 weeks since I did my last broadcast because I had to travel and I was overseas, and there wasn't much time for me to sit down and prepare broadcasts to the family. Having come back from my travel, then I subsequently developed a sore throat and a cough, and I was down for a few days. But now I'm up, and I suppose I should be making another update of the TBC program. Recently, I have been reading on the social media, and I have seen the posting of many of our dear friends and members in the TBC community, uh, putting out calls for help in completing their migration from TBC 004 wallet to TBC 009 wallet. Now, to be fair, I think admin has been very kind, very gracious, and very patient in giving us 90 days to migrate. And not only that, along the way, all the leaders have also been giving us timely reminder, and they have always been telling us to migrate and to shift our coins over from the old wallet to the new wallet. Now, this is necessary because the old blockchain, which upon which the 004 wallet was based, was not functioning well, and it was too slow. And admin has got the programmers to come up with a brand new dedicated blockchain solely for the use of DBC alone. Now, this blockchain has much features, and there is no reason and there is no cause for complaint if anybody does not migrate or has not migrated or has uh, migrated but said that their coins are missing. It should never have occurred at all. But we want to really appreciate admin. Thank God for admin that they are so humane, and they are so compassionate, and they know that for the members who have worked 2.5 years to accumulate the coins, they are so gracious to continue to give a little bit of a little bit of concession to enable them to recover their coins. So for anyone who has tried to migrate, and if they see that their coins have not been transferred to the new wallet, we can go back to the blog, which is the blog.thebillioncoin.info, and look at the articles that are posted there, and which is most helpful for us to follow. Now, for those, especially for those who have lost their coins, there is still hope. There is still an opportunity. Okay. Now, according to the blog, I will just want to read it again so that we would be able to see the opportunity that is still there for us. In this blog, it says, although TBC 004 Net is now offline, and you can no longer migrate your coins from the old blockchain, there is still an opportunity for you to transfer your coins to the new blockchain. Here, admin is showing us his mercy and his compassion. Even though previously it was very clearly stated that the 90 days uh, cut-off time is final and there will be no extension. But here we see admin is willing to give us the extension, and he is compassionate enough to help us to recover. Secondly, if you are new to Kringle Cash, admin is saying just pay the $10 Kringle Cash back office fee, and it includes this payment includes the lifetime web wallet fee. But you must pay your $10 Kringle Cash back office fee. Now this is only fair, and and admin has been doing so much for 2.5 years, uh, and he has been posting information for 2.5 years. And at the last count, there have been over 900 posts blog posting on the blog. So if we are falling behind, it means that the person is not keeping up with the blog posting. The person is not interested. The person is waiting for others to do things for him. That is not the right attitude. That is not the right approach. Now, for some of the older members, you would have noticed that previously there was an option to pay $1 admin fee per month. But now this option to pay monthly admin fees has been removed from our back office. But now, instead of having to pay $1 a month and $12 a year, now there is only one payment that needs to be paid, which is a payment of $10. And this $10 will qualify the member for lifetime web wallet fee and a 2-for-1 offer. So in the Cashback Office on your account page, you will now see that your Kringle Cashback Office expiry date, and if your lifetime web wallet fee is paid, you will see your archived coins and you proceed to migrate. Let me repeat this. If you log into your Kringle Cashback Office and you click on the account page, then you will check whether the expiry date where it shows your web wallet fee is paid or not. If it states that your web wallet fee has been paid, then you are set to uh, you will be able to see the coins that you said are missing, and you can proceed to migrate and to transfer the coins from the old wallet to the new 009 wallet. Now, for those who have an unpaid account, your account will show that you are not fully paid. But when a payment of $10 into the Kringle Cashback Office is made and admin has acknowledged receipt of it, you would automatically receive the lifetime web wallet fee paid. And any payment received less than $10 will only extend your back office according to the amount that has been paid, which is equivalent to $1 a month. But it is only with a single full payment of $10, which would then enable you to activate your wallet. So let me repeat, anything paid below $10 will not entitle you to activate your new wallet. Okay, so once payment has been received, you may need to log out and log in back into the Kringles back office so that the system can then update your status. In most cases, your payment will update in moments or in within seconds, but it can take longer depending on the fee that you use to send your payment. Now, once your payment has confirmed on the respective blockchain, which is in the new blockchain, you should receive payment status within 1 hour. If your payment is delayed or if your payment does not post as you expect, then you can put in a support uh, ticket on the form that is at the pages that you submitted the payment on. The same form that you submitted your payment on, you will be able to submit a ticket to check on your status. Now, once payment has been received, you may then need to log out and back into Kringle Cache to update your status. All right. So we have seen this earlier. And if you return to your account page, it will show your completed status. If you see the send button, test button, you can complete the 10 questions test first. So in other words, for you to be able to receive a send button, you need to look at a questionnaire of 10 questions with answers already provided. And you need to complete all the 10 questions and answer all the 10 questions. If you have already taken the test previously, you only need to click on send button, test button, and it will confirm that. Now, for those who are new, let us be reminded that TBC, which is an abbreviation of the billion coin, is a digital currency and it is centralized. Centralized meaning that the control of the coin value and the coin flexibility and issue is done by admin. And, and admin is solely responsible and in control of all send buttons. When we are doing transaction, now the system has improved and it is no more capped at $500, but now it is capped at $1,000. In other words, if we do any transaction for a value of more than $1,000, then we need to supply and provide an explanation as to what this transaction is for, to whom it has been transacted, and why it has been transacted. In other words, admin do not want the system to be abused. Admin do not want the system to be open to scammers who will try and hack our system. Now, if more than $5,000 transaction takes place, then it will immediately set off the alarm bell and it will attract the attention of the commissioner. So the commissioner will get in touch with you and the commissioner would want a satisfactory explanation of why the $5,000 transaction in one single transaction has been carried out. This again is to safeguard the coins. This again is to safeguard against any attempt of scammers and hackers to attack the system. And for people who venture to transfer $100,000 worth of Kringles, it will immediately set the system to turn off the send button in the account. In other words, this is a red flag. It is going out of bounds. It is going way, way beyond the permitted um, transaction amount. And, the commissioner will want to know why this 100,000 transaction was made without prior permission being granted. So if we want to do anything more than $1,000, I would say it is safe for you to submit a ticket to the controller first, commissioner first, and to get them to give you clearance. Generally, they would not reply, but they would take note, and when your transaction takes place, there will be no problem unless they see that it is not bona fide, then they would ask for explanation. Now, understand that all these guidelines, all these boundaries for transactions is so that we would not open any opportunities for the scammers to attack and to destroy our carefully put together program of the billion coins. Where do we get the value information for TBC? In short, the goodies or the meat of this program is found in the TBC block. Anything of value, anything of importance, anything of urgency, it would be posted on the blog page as an article, as a video, as a testimony. This is where you would and you must go to get all the information that you want. To put it in a colloquial form, the TBC blog is the mouthpiece. It is the focal point of information. It is the very base of information for all things pertaining to the billion coin. And it would be safe to say that it is coming straight out of the horse's mouth, right? In other words, admin himself is speaking, and when admin is speaking, we should and we must listen. Anyone with questions should also go straight to the blog where the archives are kept, and these are open to all members for training and education. Of course, you need to do a little bit of homework. You need to do a bit of study. You need to read up, and you need to listen, to read, take notes, and to understand the full concept of TBC. There are also many inspiring stories, like the one I just read on the blog about the mother who has been so richly blessed by the billion coin program that she has named her son, her newborn son, as the billion. That is a very beautiful name, and it is a proclamation that the son will become a billionaire because the mother has so wisely opened an account for the son. These are some of the inspiring stories. Then there are also directions from admin, and there are also latest update of the latest developments in the TBC program. Uh, and let me say that all these updates are on a daily basis. All these updates are collected together or put together and posted on a daily basis. So we need to educate ourselves. We need to research on our own, and also there is that uh, valuable post called the Fast Start block, and this is the most important blog post so far posted. It explained the whole system of TBC, and if we do not understand the system and the working of TBC, this is the block that we must look at. This is the block that we must devour. This is the block that we can and glean all the information that we require so that we would be able to understand the system and to succeed in the system. We do admit that in the past 2.5 years, from the time of the inception of TBC as a program, as a program to overcome poverty, there were hiccups, there were bumps, there were bruises, and now we are past all that, and we are now onto a new we are onto a new blockchain, and we are cruising along at a very fast speed. What do you mean by this? It means that the blockchain that we have created for ourselves is so efficient that transactions are smooth and fast, and it can handle over 200,000 transactions per minute. Having said that, we also confirm that our blockchain, the TBC blockchain, is only second to Master and Visa card. We are the third fastest in uh, uh, what do you call that, in the currency transaction space. With all the improvements that we have already seen, that admin and the leaders have put together, we can now look forward to a bright future that is ahead of us. First of all, as I have mentioned a little earlier, let us understand how to operate the PVC platform. Having understood how to use this system to establish our families, our friends, our relatives, and get them to join hands and to perceive the vision and to look forward towards achieving the vision and the system that has been given to us on our plate. Another important aspect that has been mentioned in the blog is the competition in July between the 20th July to 21st August has been a great success. And we have seen uh, achievements beyond expectation. And therefore, admin has so graciously extended this uh, contest for another month, lasting or running from 21st August to 21st September. So in this competition, again, the generous rewards are given to proactive members, in particular the broadcasters. The broadcasters reward, which were originally 1 million tokens, are multiplied 5 times for every successful and approved 30 minutes broadcast to 5 million uh, tokens. So this is where uh, tokens, cookies are mainly distributed. Admin takes pleasure and in distributing cookies to members, as long as they become broadcasters, put in a 30-minute broadcast per day or per week, and admin will look at it, and once approved, we would be able to receive 5 billion tokens. So if we want to succeed in TBC, in other words, admin has given us a fishing rod. We got to fish for our own supply. And that fishing rod is to be a broadcaster. And then we post our broadcast in the back office of Kringle Cash. So this is a very lucrative, this is a very high incentive given to broadcasters. And all these Kringle cookies are free to accumulate, which can be converted to Kringles in November. And subsequently, once they have been converted, they will turn to real wealth within the TBC community. So therefore, let us position ourselves and receive the reward that are set apart for broadcasters. Let us try to become a broadcaster. If you have never done one, if you have never done a broadcast before, do not worry, do not be nervous. Everyone has to start somewhere, and admin is more than kind to understand that we would humble, that we would be making mistakes, and they would be very tolerant. All that they want to do is to help us to earn tokens. So therefore, let us take advantage of this campaign. And apart from broadcasting, there is also now a new avenue or new venue for earning cash. In the back office, you will see that on the dashboard, you will look for a place or a button which says Cash Center. And this is where the people who want to buy Pringles, they can come, and by rotation, everyone who signs up in the Cash Center will receive the opportunity to be able to sell Pringles for any amount that the buyer wants to buy. So in other words, uh, the system or the program is bringing us the market, bringing us the buyers who want to buy Kringles. And all we have to do is register and become a seller of Kringles. And the system will help us to get customers. Why is this a necessary tool? Because a lot of people throughout the world, in many third world countries, they do not have cryptocurrencies to start with. And now we can help them to get started. And we our cryptocurrency to sell. And not only that, Abin is kind enough to charge a premium of 20%, which becomes another venue of income for us. So when the buyer buys $10, he may have to pay $12, and then we would have the additional income. So you should not wait anymore. We should not wait and sit on our uh, uh, comfortable chair anymore. Go to the back office, go to the cash register registration, cash center registration, and fill out that application. And then the program will take over and everything would be handled for you. Now, for the competition, there is also one other aspect, which is the cruise contest. Yes, the cruise contest for July, August has already completed and the winners have been announced. But there is an ongoing cruise contest where admin is generous enough to offer the same prices and also for the people who have not won the previous round to give it a try again. However, there are two qualifications to enter this cruise contest. Number one is we must attend or view a weekly send button meeting weekly. All right, these weekly send button meetings are open to every member who has a send button. And knowing that this is going global, many of us may not be convenient to view the live broadcast. However, there is the recorded broadcast, and if we view the recorded broadcast, this would be counted and it will serve as a pre-qualification for you to join the cruise contest. The second important criteria is you must do at least one approved broadcast a week. And the first of these broadcasts must be before the 10th of July before you can qualify to be a contestant. And if you have already done the broadcast before the 10th of July, then you are qualified and you are entered into the race. So the number of broadcasts that is required to enter this competition would be a minimum of 4 broadcasts. That means to say every competitor or every member must do at least one broadcast a week. And having done that, you need to copy and paste your URL for the broadcast to the back office where you would request the reward broadcast. So it is the broadcaster's reward page. Go to the broadcaster's reward and input your URL and the date to get approval. Now then this would constitute qualifying for the contest. There are also lots of uh, noises going around so far. Uh, if we are looking at the social media, there are still a lot of people who are not proactive in constructing, building, and working for the good of the program. And these are the people who wants everything served to them on a platter, or these are the people who are so impatient and they are making very unfair demands. So some of these demands would be they are calling out why and when is the bank uh, fiat exchange coming. And these are the same people who do not lift a finger. These are the same people who do not educate themselves in the full aspect and the concept of the PPC program. And they are just like people who don't who have limited understanding, but they are the one who makes the most noise, makes the most demand, makes the most complaint. Now, to be able to start the fiat exchange, the bank needs to see the number of members that is in the PPC uh, family or the PPC community. We need to build up the membership to 1 billion as we have envisioned. And the value of the coin will depend on the increase of the number of membership. Now, this will contribute to the increased value of the coin, as each member has a value of a grain of gold. What is the difference between those who are proactive and those who are doing nothing? People are asking about the starting of the fiat. People are asking about the starting of the fiat exchange, and they are demanding to know when it is coming. And these are the members who are claiming that, oh yeah, long ago, we were promised by admin that this would come. So let us look back at what we should be looking at. If we have a small client base, do you think the bank would have a reason to jump in and to do business with us? Now, I know how bank works. They want volume. They want turnover. So if we don't have that volume and we don't have that turnover, we would not be able to attract the banks. But if we have the 1 billion members, not only would the bank that we have been talking to take up TBC as a business, we can assure you that several other banks will see the potential of having a billion members clients, and they would also want to jump in and have a share of the billion coin cake. So what is our priority now? It is straight and simple. We must prioritize the attaining of a billion members. In one of the blogs, one of our fellow members, fellow TBCians, Paul Fisher, he came up with a fully explained video on the concept of the billion coin. And he emphasized on the need to go out and build the billion coin membership. Now, this is already explained and posted on the blog. So all that we need to do is to visit this video again and to educate ourselves again. The billion coin represents a billion members. We must and we need the massive growth campaign, and many groups have come up with initiatives. Some of these programs are good, some are not so good, some are even usurping the future value or endangering the future value of TBC by focusing on the exchange value. We are seeing that there are scammers. We are seeing that there are genuine TBCians who are trying to come up with all kinds of incentives and programs to change TBC to Bitcoins and to cash. Now, having said that, they are the good and the bad. We need to decipher, we need to sift through, we need to be wise, we need to be discerning so that we would not uh, be sucked into any scam schemes. Many already have suffered, many have been cheated, many have been incurred lost. So let us, as members, start to grow the TBC community. We can start with families and friends, and then we can move on to social media. Look at all the possibilities that have been given to us and that are in front of us. Admin has even given us suggestions. If we get two new members and everyone will get two new members, if everyone follow this formula of two get two, in next to no time, we would be able to achieve the billion mark. Or if we do it a one step higher, if one get three, we have calculated that within 20 levels, everybody gets three, we will be over a billion members soon. So if you are looking at getting the bank to come in, let's do the recruiting first. Let's build the community first. Let's build the client base first. So if TBC means something to you, then let us do our part. Let us get one, let us get two, let us get three, or even five. And if we can get five each, the billion mark can be reached within 14 levels of recruitment. So far, up to today, everything is working smoothly now, and the new blockchain and the systems are working seamlessly. So the information for TBC is abundant and explained clearly to all the TBCians, and the tools that have been developed are kept put onto our hands. So if we look at the present number of TBCians in our community, we are over 3.2 billion. We are coming to 3.8, 3.2 million, coming to 3.3 million. But if each of us were to get two, we would become a billion in no time. So if we follow the system that we have just said, our mission today is not to sign up banks. Our mission today is not to sign up merchants, but our mission today is to develop the community first. Then we would have the market capability to attract not one bank, but many, many banks, many, many businesses, many, many opportunities will come running to us. So let's look at how we can learn from a practical uh, model. If we can look at the construction business, where do the construction business start? They start from the ground. First, they do the earthworks, then they prepare the construction platforms, then they do the infrastructure first, which is to build roads, build drains so that the roads will provide accessibility to the site. The roads will provide accessibility to the work site and to where the money is. The drains would be to drain out all the, the unnecessary water that is running to disrupt the construction. And then with the infrastructure done, the rest of the construction can then proceed and to grow. So this is the pure system. We must not go round and round. The shortest way is is the straight way, which is the path that a bird will fly from one point to another. The shortest way and the pure way is a straight way, a straight line approach. We must not go around in circles, or if that is the case, we would be delayed for many, many more years. It may be even decades of years. All right. We can look at an example of the story of the migration of the Jewish people 2,000 years ago when they left Egypt to go to the promised land. The journey would have taken them at the most 2 weeks. But because they did not go in a straight line, because they were confused among themselves, because there was murmuring, because there was all kinds of dissatisfaction, so they went round and round in the wilderness. And we know that it took them 40 years, 40 long years to reach the promised land. PDC is like that. We have our promised land. The promised land is the magic figure of 3 billion members. Let us go straight to achieve the 3 billion members. And let us not play games. Let us not go round and round. So we need to run a pure, massive growth campaign. We need to duplicate the system that we have already in hand with the ability to reach our target early. We must work in the exponential growth and not in arithmetical growth. It is not 1 plus 1 equal 2. It must be 1 plus 1 equal 5. Right? That is the exponential growth model that we must have. We need to promote broadcasters, and we need to have team leaders to keep promoting. No one should be left behind. We must press on to achieve the target of the 3 billion members. We must do duplication and we must do multiplication of ourselves to teach others so that in turn they can teach other people. So I trust that you have uh, been able to glean something from it, and I have come to the end of my broadcast for today. Thank you for taking time to listen. Thank you for attending my broadcast. I will endeavor to continue on my daily broadcast and to bring updates to you as as much as possible. So if you do have any questions or inquiries, you can scroll down to the to where my email is, and you can drop me an email, or you can call me by phone, and I will be happy to respond back to you and to help you in whichever area that you need help. So I will see you again either tomorrow or the after. Thank you for listening. Thank you for attending. And may God bless you. Have a good day. Bye bye.